Hey, welcome to the Academic Society. Today we are talking about something so important right now. We are talking about how to be productive and how to have your most productive week. If you're like me, your school is not meeting in person anymore. We are at home working remotely, and it can be a struggle to focus, reduce distractions, and remain focused while you're working at home by yourself or with people around you, right? So in today's video, I'm going to share how to have your most productive week ever, even when you're working from home. And I actually wrote a full blog post about how to remain positive and productive while working from home. And I'll link that in the description of this video so you can check it out and follow my tips so that you can get stuff done. But today, I'm going to talk about my 3-step framework for having your most productive week ever. And you can do this every week, or you can do this just when you want to be productive. It's up to you. So there are only 3 steps, and the 3 steps are planning and goal setting, accountability, and follow through. Those are the 3 key things that you need to have your most productive week ever. And after I share the steps to have your most productive week ever, I'm going to invite you, if you're a grad student, I have a program called Your Most Productive Week Ever, and it's amazing. It's probably the best resource I've ever created for grad students. But I'm going to invite you to join that group if what I say today resonates with you, you feel like you need some extra accountability. I'll have a link in the description of this video for you to join. Okay, let's get into the first step, goal setting and planning. So what I like to do is think about what's happening. So kind of think 2 to 3 weeks ahead. And I like to go through my email. I like to go through my syllabi, go through my planner and figure out, okay, what things are coming up in the next 2 to 3 weeks. And I write those down as well as those deadlines. And then I think about, okay, well, what are some things that I can start working on now? What are priorities right now? Is there something that's due this upcoming week that I need to be working on? And so what I do is I take that big list of due dates and deadlines, and then I break all of those things that are due into smaller tasks and subtasks. So this is really key. You don't want to just write things like write a paper, submit a proposal, write a grant. You don't want to write these big overarching things because you're not going to be able to get those things done in a couple hours or in a few days, right? You want to write down tasks that you can cross off your list every single day, right? So actual actionable steps. So for example, something that I had to do the other week was I got nominated for a teaching award. Amazing. I had to write a cover letter for that, and I had to figure out what I wanted it to even look like, right? So I would not put in my task list cover letter for teaching award nomination. That's too big. What I want to do is brainstorm some things that I want to talk about, look at my CV and pull things out of there, figure out the structure, write a first draft, review it, and then submit it. So those are the things that will be my subtasks. These are things I can easily check off when I finish and feel like I've actually accomplished something for the day. So step 1, deadlines and due dates, and then breaking those down into tasks and subtasks. So the next step is accountability. So setting up something, whether it's just you or if it's an accountability partner or accountability group, something that is set up to help remind you that you have work to do and that you need to be held accountable so that you can do the things that you say that you wanted to do this week, right? So I highly recommend having an accountability partner. An accountability group is good, or even just like maybe putting some things in your phone, using an app, something that can remind you that you said you're going to work today. You should get work done, right? And when you don't do work, something that will check in with you. That's why I like to use other people. Someone that will check in with you to make sure you've gotten your work done. And then the final step is actually following through. So finding times in your day where you can have these big productivity chunks, where you can sit down and actually do those tasks and subtasks that you've set out to do. Okay, so how does this work practically? It takes a lot of trust in yourself, a lot of focus and dedication, which is why I am providing a program called Your Most Productive Week Ever. So you don't have to do this by yourself, especially when you're working at home and so many distractions. It's so hard to stay focused, right? I came up with this program before coronavirus was a big issue in my country, and now I see that this is such a benefit that I came up with this to help other grad students, especially now that you're working at home. All right, so here's how it works. So you join your most productive week ever, and when you join, you're in forever. You're in, as long as you're in grad school, you're in the program. So it's just a one-time fee, and then you're just in to join forever. Okay, so you join. And then I have trainings for you to help you plan out. I have a planning session to help you walk through how to set realistic goals and how to break down your tasks in a realistic way that doesn't make you feel overwhelmed, and so that you're not looking at a huge to-do list that just seems like it's never gonna get done. Then you'll also be invited into our accountability Facebook group full of the other grad students in the program. And the best thing about the group is I check in on you. I ask, what are you working on today? I check back in. Did you get this thing done today? And we also celebrate our wins at the end of the week. What did we actually get done? Because I've noticed a lot of times grad students often think about the things they didn't do. I'm like, oh, I have so much work that I didn't get done this week. But you probably got so much work done this past week that you're just not really thinking about it. So actually taking the time to say, I actually did all of these things. I accomplished all of this. This is great. This is a win. So you're in the accountability group. And the best part is in the accountability group, we have a 24/7 co-working space. So whenever you want to work with others, all you have to do is post in the group and say, I'm working tomorrow from 1 to 4. Does anyone want to join me? And people will join the co-working space. I will join the co-working space with you. I joined them a couple times last week and it was great. It's so great to just sit down and be productive with others, because often when you sit down by yourself, you kind of get tired, you get distracted, you think, oh, well, this is good enough. I've done enough for the day. But when you're sitting down with others, whether virtually or not, or in person, but we're doing virtually now, social distancing, when you're sitting down virtually with others and you see that they're still working, it motivates you to get work done. And so during our co-working sessions, we actually follow the Pomodoro techniques, where we break down our big work session into smaller, more manageable chunks with rest in between, just so we don't get burnt out. And yeah, that's how the program works. And we just do this every single week. You can rewatch the planning videos every single week. You post in the group every single week what you're doing. I check in on you every single week. And you have co-working sessions every day, as often as you want. So this is your invitation if you're a grad student to join your most productive week ever. I'll have a link for it in the description of this video. Let me know in the comments what other tips you have to have your most productive week ever, so that we can help all the other grad students who watch this video. So thank you so much for watching. Have a wonderful day. Bye.